Monday to you, Michigan fans, because Michigan is 1-0. That's right. The Morning Drip here celebrating I guess celebrating. I was going to say, I don't want to say celebrating, but let's go ahead and say it. Celebrating a complete Michigan win. It's everything that, now Jim Harbaugh said it isn't complete after the game. He said then that would assume that you're in love with everything. You love the entire game. There aren't things to improve on, which is the right attitude to take. But still, 47-14 against Western Michigan. Obviously, you take the opponent into consideration, but it's still you. That's a game on the schedule. I hate when people look at a game like this and say like, so what? So they did what they were supposed to do, which is not something that the 2020 Michigan team did. So I think it's important that teams go out and do what they're supposed to do against the teams they're supposed to do it against. And there was question whether or not this team would do it. And after one drive apiece, certainly it looked like the offense was going to do its job, and there was questions about the defense. But then the defense came out swinging, started doing their thing, looking very multiple, very similar but different, I think is the best way that I can put it. So I think that it was exactly what you want to see, and it reminded me thematically, not schematically, of Don Brown's defense in the sense of, okay, they gave up an opening drive. What did they do after that? Nothing until garbage time. I mean, it was garbage time for the majority of the second half, but nothing until the very final drive when you literally had zero starters. You had mostly no rotational players. You had mostly guys who hadn't been in games before. Not entirely, but mostly. So obviously we need to talk about Blake Corum. Blake Corum, who did an excellent job this I think that's understating it a little bit. But Blake Corum, who was incredible here. I got to look at the stats here, but it's insane what he was able to do. I'd been saying on the Locked On Wolverines podcast for some time that the fact that I'm not talking about Blake Corum signifies something that means I'm not right here. And I think that he showcased that pretty effectively in the way that he was able to go out and just dominate that game. 111 yards rushing, got a touchdown there, got a receiving touchdown, something like 22 yards receiving in that, and then obviously also the 79 yards in the kick return. Pretty dynamic, pretty incredible. Makes you miss maybe a Mr. Giles Jackson a little bit less, considering that you have a guy that's doing that much. So very, very good stuff. Cade McNamara and JJ McCarthy both looked really good. Definitely sticking with Cade, obviously. As many have pointed out on social media, really looked like he had control of the offense. Really liked the offensive line and what they were able to do. I thought that they were very good. Obviously, the sad part is Ronnie Bell. Depending on what time you watch this, we don't know the official word yet. It will happen sometime today on Monday, but unfortunately, I'm going to say it doesn't look good just based off of me having seen it from the sidelines. Not that the injury, like the play itself, looked bad, but it was relatively close. I mean, I was in the end zone, but relatively close, and watched him get up and just how much pain he was in. That does not look like something that was going very well. And especially considering he was starting to showcase what I'd been talking about for a while, that Chris Olave type of talent, right? Everyone talks about Chris Olave. No one was talking about Ronnie Bell. I especially thought that you were starting to see that he is that exact type of player. And by getting into the end zone, the way he did with that catch and run, I mean, that was exactly what you want. But heartbroken for him. Hope that the prognosis is better than anticipated. We will see here. But so obviously we talked about the defensive side of the ball. We talked about the offensive side of the ball. Special teams was very good. I didn't really talk about the players on the defensive side of the ball. Aiden Hutchinson was absolutely a beast, as you as you all saw. Graded out really high as well from Pro Football Focus, as did Cade McNamara. Daxton Hill, I mean, he's a guy that, I mean, everyone was raving about after the game. Jim Harbaugh, you turn on Big Ten Network, Howard Griffith just would not stop talking about Daxton Hill. Was really impressed with both Jamon Green and Vincent Gray. I thought they both did an incredible job for the fact that everyone was talking about the secondary and you wonder how they were going to be. I thought that they were very, very good. The linebackers as well, was really impressed with Nikhai Hill-Green particularly. I thought he looked a lot older than a second-year player, and you can see why he is starting. I was kind of surprised by some of the, not those the rotations, but I mean, I think that I kind of nailed it actually in my depth chart projection. And it didn't really change too much, didn't really deviate too much from all of that. Anyway, so that's going to do it for us today. We're going to keep it nice and short. Got to get ready for X's and O's with Jake Butt. Got press conference later today. But this has been your Monday morning drip. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.